skies and neon nights, controllers lit like fireflies. Old freaky gamer in the zone, level up the unknown. Game talk news, it's all a thrill, conquering worlds with skill on skill. Game on, game hard, streaming stars were never far. Game on, game hard, in this conquest we're avatars.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. I am Mr. Mike, and this is 2026. Oh, yeah. And welcome, everybody, to the GamezAttack Podcast. Here at OldFreakyGamer.com, this is episode 88, as I'm calling this episode Ram Jam 2026. Oh, yeah. Welcome. I am back. I am really pre-recording this thing. Well, semi. I'm recording this almost a weekish ahead of time due to the fact that I'm going to be doing some other stuff over the weekend, and I've been having other stuff going on in my life, as you can see. I don't know if you can see, if you can tell what's been going on in my life. If you care. I have been playing games. I have been doing stuff, and yeah, I've been getting lazy. I grew a little beardish goatee. I know you probably, if you watched any of my other videos and stuff lately, you would know already what's going on with that. Yeah, trying different things. I actually also still have tons of hair, so so what's up, everybody? How's it going? I know we had some time since the holidays, and I know we had a certain somebody from EA Respawn passing away due to a car crash. I'm just going to mention that, and that's it, because everybody else has talked to death about that, and that was a bit ago as of now. But rest in peace to that guy. And yes, it's still the shits for anybody wanting to get into gaming now. I feel sorry I feel really passionately sorry for people right now. Potential gamers, new gamers, older gamers, anybody that's just wanting to get into gaming or back into gaming, or just wants to upgrade their gaming habitat with new consoles, new hardware, stuff like that. AI fucking sucks, and it keeps sucking the life out of everything out there, and every company knows it, but no company cares, because you know what? All the companies that say they care, they're all the ones still talking to death about AI this, AI that. Oh, we use some AI in this. Oh, and then they all wonder why there's a bunch of backlash against them when they mention the dreaded letters A and I. But it seems like they don't get it. I don't think anybody gets it until that potential bubble pops. If it pops, some people say it's not going to pop. Some people say half the AI industry might go away, but there's still going to be the big players out there. Me, I am so still indifferent and don't really give a shit about AI. Sure, I can use certain tools and certain software that uses their so-called little bit of AI stuff in it to do some stuff, like I do like I said, the theme songs, some of the other stuff I do with the AI in it. And that's about it. Otherwise, I don't really give a shit at all about anything AI. And why would I? Because I don't have any investments in it or anything like that. I don't care about it at all. But it just sucks, because it's taken away things that people, everybody says this world sucks now, and everybody's talking about World War III and all that other bullshit that will never happen. Yeah, and I do believe that we will never have a true World War III. There's, first off, China and Russia, they don't want to destroy anybody, folks. They just want to take us as slaves and use our land. That's all they want, and be in power. They blew away everything. They got nothing. That's all I got to say on that, because there's been a lot of going around everywhere, and I hear about it in a lot of other gaming podcasts and stuff, and they're all like, and I'm like, hey guys, chill out. We're gamers. Don't give a fucking shit. You know what you got to give a shit about? The games. That's what I care about. I want to know what games I'm going to be able to play in the post-apocalyptic world, brother. I want to know what I can play on my, I don't know, PC or my Xbox ROG LAX or my future console in the future, if I ever get a future console, which I don't think I will. I don't even know if I'm going to get a Switch 2, and that's not if that becomes a more expensive Switch 2 in the future or not. I just, I don't know. It would have to be, like I said, the OLED Switch 2 that you would think would come in the future, but who knows now, because they're not really selling as like hotcakes like they used to be, and some people said they are, but then they said they had a bad holiday sales months and stuff like everybody else, and it's like, well, which is it, Nintendo? And and then I was thinking, well, maybe they'll do the same thing they did with the original Switch, and before they even do an OLED version, maybe they'll do one of those handheld Switch 2s, switches, the Switch Lights, and it'll be the Switch 2 Lite or something. It'll be a smaller one. And I was thinking maybe that might be the thing. Just get just a handheld. Don't even worry about the whole console experience, because I'm going to play that fucker in handheld mode mostly anyways. And if it has one of those USB-C to video things, you can just get one of those port things and hook it up to something and play your games anyways. So I don't know. I'm thinking that would be the route I would go if I decided to go and get a more powerful Switch 2. And that would only because I would be wanting it to play my Switch 1 games that are, harder to play on original Switch hardware. But not, like I said, I don't even play my original Switch or any of the games on it. And a lot of the titles that are coming out right now from Nintendo for the Switch 2 are just no burners for me. And hey, all you people that wanted that new Metroid game, congratulations, you got a real big dud there. And I hate to point that out, but it's oh my God. I was watching some people play that, and I'm like, wow. Wow. It's like they actually put this out. And I know they say it's hard to make a game, but at least if you had some concepts and some actual ideas, it's like, don't people plan things? And you would think out of all these companies that make games, Nintendo and their third parties or whatever, internal parties or whatever, whoever made that Metroid Prime game, would have just been better on the mark with that. But I guess everybody slips once in a while, even the mighty Nintendo slips and all that stuff. But shit, they had a lot of shit games come out. They had Metroid Prime, they had Mario Kart, the new Mario Kart game that's really a dud. They don't have a Mario game yet, which, pushing back the Switch 2 for as long as they did, and all these so-called games that were supposedly, rumored to be ready and all that, you would think they would have been smarter to create that next Mario game, because it's been so long since the last proper Mario game for a Nintendo console. You would have thought that they would have had a Mario game from the Mario team or something ready for the Switch 2. And sure, you got the Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I hear and it looks great, and I would definitely get that game and play that if I got a Switch 2, whatever. That would definitely be a game. But come on, Nintendo dropping the ball, and now that RAM prices are getting even higher, and they're getting into triple, quadruple digits, and even storage is getting up there with M.2 drives and stuff, which I'm lucky enough to have extra M.2 drives on hand, because, when I got the new Xbox ROG LAX, that came with a terabyte, but because I'm Mr. Mike and I want more, and I bought a 4 terabyte M.2 drive, now I got to stick a of 1 terabyte sitting in a drawer. I still got that half a terabyte drive sitting in a drawer from my last ROG Ally Extreme that I got, which I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing with, but I might as well keep it just in case. I just purchased new RAM for my computer if anybody cares. Now note, I don't have the latest, greatest DDR5 memory, RAM memory out there. You know, people are talking about DDR5, but also I thought they were using DDR4 memory too in these data centers and stuff for AI and stuff. Maybe they're just using the DDR5 standard. I don't know. I heard they're in combination that DDR4 and 5 RAM is hard to find, and maybe it's because they're more so ramping up production for DDR5 instead of DDR4. I don't know. Right after Micron left consumers high and dry, even though they're trying to say, oh no, we're not leaving you high and dry, consumers. We just can't ramp up that production, even though we're closing down the shop for Crucial because we're jumping ship to bigger enterprises because they pay us more money for this. No, we're not leaving you behind. We're not going to leave you guys behind. That's what they're saying in their article. And I'm like, fuck you, Crucial. Fuck you, Micron. You know, people like me supported you a long time, and then you're like, well, because you're not buying enough of our RAM and you're not spending enough money on us, we're going to the bigger ticket items instead of going, well, sure, we'll put more production towards AI, but we're still going to support the consumers as best we can, but they don't even want to do that. They're like, nah, fuck the consumer. We're leaving and going. I don't like that. That's got a bad taste in my mouth. And then if Micron wants to ever get back into the consumer market and bring back Crucial and stuff, people are going to go, fuck you. We got places like other people like Riptide and G-Skill and all the others for our memory. And talking about G-Skill, I bought new RAM, like I said, and apparently, compared to the RAM that I did get, and I should bring it over because I actually got some of the old RAM. Hold on 1 second, folks. I know this ain't, unless if you're watching the podcast on the video version of the podcast and you're just listening, my original RAM in my computer was this Corsair Vengeance RAM here. I got 1 stick of it right here in front of me. This lovely stick of still good DDR4 3200. Now, note, it's only a 3200. I don't got the higher levels. I was thinking about putting in one of the higher levels of RAM in my computer, but that's when it gets a little bit more pricier and stuff. And my computer and games and streaming and everything else runs just fine using 32,000 hertz, MITs, whatever you want to say. My next computer, because this is another thing. I wanted more RAM for multitasking, for higher gaming and multitasking, for video editing, stuff like that. I did not need more speed out of the memory. I just needed more memory so I could open up more applications and my computer just doesn't go a little or cry a little bit or something, or some like with OBS, because it uses a lot of RAM when I'm recording and doing other stuff, and it doesn't drop as many frames and stuff, and it runs smoother and stuff like that. Plus, I was running my RAM and my Crucial Vengeance RAM in 4 slots, because these are 8 gigabyte sticks. So I had 32 gigs in my computer before, and I had 4 sticks of this in my computer. And it ran for the 6+ years that I had my computer so far. But you know, there would be some weird little things and hiccups in my computer. And I'm thinking because AMD isn't really good with having 4 sticks of RAM in the slots and that you should really have 2. That was probably the main deal. Now I purchased G-Skill, which I never used G-Skill. I heard they were always good and decent and good. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll get some G-Skill RAM, because I looked on Amazon this time instead of Newegg. Sorry, Newegg. You guys dropped the ball on me again with stuff when, because this wasn't the first time my RAM got stolen from Newegg stuff. But But still, all in all, I went with Amazon because I saw on Amazon that G.Skill had some sales on DDR4 memory, on RAM, and they had 2x 32 gigabyte 3200 RAM sticks, DDR4 RAM sticks for a 64 gig kit for like $400 and something cents, 400 something, plus with tax and, you know, all the other bullshit. Plus I had a gift card I had a $150 gift card that I got for Christmas from somebody. So I used that towards it. So it only cost me like $300 or something dollars. And then I looked on because I found out that I didn't buy my RAM from Newegg at the time because, of course, they didn't either have it or something was going on before, too, that I didn't buy my RAM from Newegg when I built this computer. But I bought this on Amazon, this Corsair Vengeance memory. So I looked it up, and I got them in 2 packs because I got 2 sticks, and then another 2 sticks was a white. I got a white version and a black version to make it colorful on my computer, on my machine. And I found out for 2 sticks, for the 16 gigabytes for these 2 sticks, I spent over $165 for these 2 sticks of 8 times 8 times 2, which is 16 gigs. So you're thinking 162 or something like that dollars. That's 200. Wait, I can't do math right now, folks. Let me see here. So 162 times 2. I know my math. $324. Okay. So getting pretty close to like a $400 of $400. You know, that's pretty close. That's a lot of money for just 32 gigs of RAM in my system for DDR4. And note, this was a little back in the day. This was like, what, six to 7 years ago? But I'm looking at the RAM. They're still selling this RAM on Amazon right now, and it's still $160-something for these 8 gigabyte sticks of RAM for 32 gig kits. And I'm like looking, and that's what I paid for before, and that's what they're still costing now. And I'm like, wow. So I almost spent $400 just on the 32 gigs. Now I'm spending like a little bit over $400 on 64 gigs of RAM. And I'm like, so basically I bought this G.Skill RAM, and I saved for 2 sticks of 32. I saved actually more money buying these 2 and putting them into 2 slots instead of the 4 this time, which works phenomenally well, mind you. And it was almost as expensive. You know, this was cheaper this is basically cheaper in my mind, if you're thinking about it, cheaper than the memory I bought years ago. So that's something. That's something that I was like, weird. And like I said, I popped in the 2 sticks of 32 and G.Skill in my computer, and boy, oh boy, my computer runs a lot better. I'm guessing because the RAM is better and stuff. G.Skill's pretty good. I like it. It even had even lights up. I don't really care. I don't look at my machine, but it lights up, so it joins all the other things on my computer that lights up that I don't give a shit about. I know some people out there like it all lit up and blinking and stuff. I don't really care. It doesn't matter, but I guess they light up too on top of it, and they got nice heat sinks to them and stuff. And it was easy to install, and I cleaned up my computer. I blew it out a little bit and sucked up some dust and stuff, which it wasn't that dusty, surprisingly. Installed them, and now I got 64 gigs in my computer, and I'm like thinking, well, now that I did that, because, you know, I just recently, not too long ago, upgraded my M.2 drives, my hard drives in the computer and stuff, so that's all brand new, putting a new fresh coat of Windows 11 paint on there and stuff. Which I also just reinstalled Windows 11 not too long ago. It was kind of a redo. You know, I kept all my files and stuff, but I reinstalled the Windows 11. It was like they called it the Windows 11 reinstall update, whatever. But it was reinstalling Windows 11, but keeping all my files and stuff. So, and apps and files and stuff, and that went pretty well because I was having some other weird computer issues going on. I still kind of have a weird computer issue with File Explorer not working very well with my or is it File Explorer or is it I think it's File Explorer working with my NAS drive for my Synology. Like sometimes if I want to like upload tons of my videos to my Synology drive, sometimes Windows file transfer doesn't work very well. And I know there's going to be people out there screaming at me going, Mr. Mike, Windows file transfer is really stupid. You should be using this other thing, or you should go into your, what do you call it? Oh, man, it's been a while since I used anything. You should go into your C thing and go type in this into your, command prompt and go do that robo file sharing thing. What is it called? Robocopy or something? Yeah, you should use Robocopy and copy all those files over to your NAS drive. Or I could just go onto my browser with my Synology NAS and just transfer the files over via the browser thing, which works pretty well. But I don't know. I think it should just work because the NAS drives are attached to my computer. They're attached from my NAS to my computer, so it's not like it shouldn't transfer. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't know. I think it could be the Synology itself, but I did check it and I updated everything on it and checked everything again, and my network is strong and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know. It works sometimes, it doesn't work sometimes. It's a big mystery to me, and it's something that, hey, when I get it to work, I get it to work. And what can I say? Technology can be a mystery sometimes, and, you could try so many things. Sometimes when I reboot the computer from a cold restart, then file transfer works flawlessly and stuff. It's an annoyance. And I did stop it and restart it. So if anybody wants to tell me that, I did stop my Windows media transfer and stuff, file transfer stuff. I did stop that service and restart it, or Windows Explorer. That's what it's called, Explorer. I did stop it and start it again. So I tried all that stuff as well. I checked, all the boxes are checked on, making this improved and then that improved. I even put all my devices, or most of my devices, I put my PC, my Xbox, my NAS drive, a couple other things. I put them in their own, they're like on my router now, or my mesh system now, as dedicated devices. So they keep all their IP addresses and subnets and all that stuff. So they're all stuck on their own profiles now. They're not, like, if power goes on and stuff and it starts back up, they're not going to switch IP numbers or anything like that anymore. So that's all static now, if you understand what I'm saying. So all my stuff is static IPs, static this. They're all on their things. UPnP, all that other stuff is just fine for file transferring videos. Like if I want to play videos or whatever from my NAS drive, or download files, or open up files from my NAS, that's all fine. That works flawlessly. I never have a problem with stuff and media and all that. It's just trying to upload to it. It might be just, I don't know, just one of those things. But I did everything I could, and that's the only problem I have. Otherwise, everything runs flawlessly well on my computer right now. I was testing it with some games. I tested it. I did some benchmarks and stuff, and a lot of the games and these apps and games that I was testing on benchmark apps like Mark 3D and stuff, they're all hammering the RAM, but they were only going like up to 15, 20 gigabytes of RAM. I think it got up to 25 gigs of RAM used in my machine, because I had my my RAM display on my other monitor here, monitoring how much RAM is being used at that time, how fast it's going. Also, I noticed, which this is something I did not know, or I should have known, but I just didn't do anything about it. And I'm sure a lot of you more skilled PC people out there than me, I'm good. I'm really good with doing a lot of shit, building computers, fixing them, upgrading, all that stuff, and doing all the tinkering and stuff with that, and tinkering with Windows and stuff. But sometimes you forget some of the down below the surface kind of stuff, like the BIOS stuff. Like, even, and I should have, and I didn't even know this because even my older RAM, when I was checking my RAM parameters in Windows, it was saying it was not going up to the full 3200 MITs on my computer. And I'm like, it was like showing like, what was it, 21,000 or something, or whatever it was. It was another weird, it was a way lower number. And I'm like, wait, so I'm not even utilizing the full potential of my memory. Now note, I know when you're overclocking RAM and stuff and tweaking stuff like RAM and CPUs and stuff and doing that stuff, that's not always the best thing because it can make your computer unstable. It can overheat. It can burn out faster and stuff. But this was less than what my RAM can stated to be potentially to do, is 3200 MITs. So I was like, well, I know it could get unstable if I put it at 3200 MITs. I could test that out. But I was like thinking, why don't I be more conservative? So I put it at 3100, I think. I can check it right now, actually. Let me check my RAM thing here so I don't misquote myself here on here. Let me go here. Oh, where is it? I gotta find my stuff here. Sorry, folks. I'm just going into my about section here. Okay. So I am currently running my RAM, or where's it? My RAM at 30, instead of 3200, I got a nice 3133 MITs per second, or MT/S per second. I call it MITs anyways for my 64 gigs of RAM. So not at the full 3200, but I got it close up there. And my computer runs just fine. Everything's solid. Everything's running great. My AMD Ryzen 9 12-core processor, 5900X, is running at a solid 3.8 gigahertz right now. Graphics card still running strong here. I'm looking at my stuff right here. But yeah, I'm running almost at my full speed this time. Before I wasn't. And I wonder if that actually also, I'm not going to say I wonder. I bet that actually helps stuff like when I am recording, gameplay, playing games, recording gameplay. I'm betting that helps a lot with a lot of my applications on this computer. And I bet all these 6+ years, I never, because I let the BIOS, I let Windows, the BIOS, I let Asus run my hardware life, and I let them do the settings. But then I was looking at it and I'm like, I can bump these settings up. And I looked online, I'm like, well, how do you do it? And it's like, over here, go to the mem tweaker and stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is easy. So I bumped it up to 3100, like I said, MITs per second instead of the full 3200. And I'm like, this should be good. And then I get a little leeway just in case if I go up higher, it becomes unstable or something for some reason, and I don't want to overclock because I'm not an overclocker, but it runs solid, it's smooth, and my applications and everything seems to run a lot better, smoother. Like I said, OBS in general is usually the one saying, I skip frames, this, that, and I haven't really seen too many frames skipping, and programs have been running way better. I have more tabs open here. Got all this stuff open over here, but it's been pretty solid when I upgrade it. And this is the final upgrade that I'm doing with my computer. I'm not doing, unless if my power supply or something breaks on it, I am not upgrading another single part onto my computer. My computer is what it's going to be. Hopefully I can get another 5 to 6+ years out of it. That I'm hoping a good, at least solid 5. If I can get another good solid 5 years out of this beast of a machine, potentially 6 or 7. That's what I'm really talking about. If I can get that, I'm thinking hardware will be in a state by then that not only will leap bound great lengths and stuff like that, maybe we'll see Snapdragon processors being, or something to the relevance of Snapdragon slash, I'm trying to think of what they're really called. Shit. I know every time I'm trying to make a point, I fuck it up by forgetting the true names of the chips, but the Snapdragon, what's that called? Because they're not x86. They're, oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue. I hate when I do this, folks. I do it all the time. And I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's on the tip of my tongue. Snapdragon, ARM processor. There we go. Oh my God, Mr. Mike. Coming back from vacations and stuff, and I've still got the brain lost. But I've thought of it a lot faster. So if ARM chips become the new x86 in the future, because they potentially run a lot faster, which my phone, it does run super quick on everything. If these become the new norm chips maybe in the future, and not just for laptops, but we can get them for our desktops and stuff like that, and then we can put some RAM on the side instead of, hopefully it's not all soldered on there. I would be potentially really interested in getting like an ARM-based chip on my new computer, and then popping my graphics card into that and stuff, and boy, I would be off to the races, because then it'd be super fast. The RAM could be even a lot faster. Everything could be faster. I'm thinking everything is going to get, hopefully, maybe faster for a lot of things. And then, I don't know. That's why I'm saying this computer, I'm hoping, it's already last me almost 6+ years right now. If I could get another 5+ years, that's pretty old for a computer. And for a game, and now note, I've been upgrading minor things to it. The same motherboard, the CPU I did upgrade once. That's just because the newer one was cheaper at the time. But otherwise, memory I had for it. Now I just got new memory, everything. A lot of stuff was newer on it, except for probably, I don't know, the motherboard itself, the power supply, stuff like that. The CD disc drives, the Blu-ray drives in it. That's about it. Everything else is like newish on it. So, like I said, just like if you're working on a car or something, you could keep it another bunch of years after working on it. That's what I'm hoping for this computer. For production, gaming, all that stuff. If I could get another 5 solid plus years out of it, I will be super happy. And then I'll build a brand new super, super fast, spanking good machine. Spend another $4,000 or $5,000+ on that machine, because I'm crazy like that. But otherwise, this machine works flawlessly. I don't need to upgrade my baby. She's good. She likes it in my closet there. But you know me, I like tinkering. I love building new computers and faster machines and stuff. But that's only if I need to, because from this machine and from my before machine, that before machine was getting pretty damn old, and it couldn't play the latest, best, greatest games. This one can do that and beyond, so I'm good, and I'm still way ahead of most people on Steam that play with their 1070s and 80s graphics cards and stuff like that. Those people on Steam, they're not pushing the pixels like I can do, and like a handful of us can do out there. But I always like the latest and greatest. I always like upgrading and tinkering and stuff. But hey, times are getting tough. You never know. They say 2028 is going to be the next time we get good supply of RAM and solid state storage, when all that supply chain gets to be unsqueezed, they're saying. So 2028, we're in 2026 now, and then you got all of 2026 and 2027, And then you're going into 2028, and you never know. It depends on when in 2028. So, yeah, I think it's a bad time to be a gamer or anybody that's wanting a gaming computer or console. People keep talking about that consoles are going to be going up in price again, and that future console hardware might be pushed back a couple years, which, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Let them push back those consoles another 2 to 3 years. I don't think anybody that owns a PlayStation 5 or PS5 Pro right now, or Xbox Series X or PC or anything, needs a new console anytime soon. And I should just stick with the Series X and S and PS5 and PS5 Pro. I don't think anybody needs a next-gen console right this moment. I think people should be happy with what they have and all the overhead that they still have on these machines, and the potential that these machines could still handle all these games, and they have to create more games to utilize these machines, because frankly, these machines are going to go up in price the next time you buy your next machines anyways. They're going to be a lot more expensive, for the things that Microsoft and Sony keep touting about these. Oh, our next gen machines are going to have this and that and that and this and 4K easy and ray tracing easily. And when they promised it the last time with these machines, and they've epic failed on that. Just make good games for these machines. That's what I want from you guys. Make good games. Put out some good games. And I'm talking more so to Sony, because Microsoft on their side of the studios, even though they've been fucking shit up left and right, and I admit it, Microsoft's been fucking up Xbox left and right, but Xbox is still Xbox Studios. All the studios that they have been putting out some decent content. Now, not all games are going to be the bangers that you want, but they've been coming out with some decent, cool games. And I'm not talking about the latest Call of Duty that I hear is really tanking it, but that's just because they got lazy and then they just wanted to put out another Call of Duty Black Ops bullshit. Instead of going back to, I would have did something totally different, like went back to the beginning, old school Call of Duty. Oh, nobody wants to go back to World War II Call of Duties or anything like that. And I'm like, well, you got to make a good one. You got to make it good. And maybe stop making Call of Duties for every year. Maybe make it for every 2 to 3 years. Get people excited. Let people stick with what they have. And you could sell them all your stupid bullshit microtransactions as you want with all the these guest characters and bullshit and stuff. And let them stay in the ecosystem. Let them have fun in it. And then in the next 2 or 3 years, then pop out a new Call of Duty or something. Every year, that's just like how wrestling was every year. And then I got eventually sick of it. And then I stopped buying it every year. And then I just stopped buying it because it got really bad. Same thing with a lot of franchises. If you come out with a franchise every single year, I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to buy it and play it every single year. Because there's just not that much, not enough time in the world to be doing that stuff. But if you come out, couple years down the line every time, then not only will you have a better product, but you'll get people excited and interested. Be like, oh, it's been another 2 years since the last Call of Duty or this or that. Oh, I'm all ready for this. They'll be ready, and they'll be waiting with the wallets wide open or ready to purchase Game Pass to go on it. But, what a company and a corporation's got to do, they got to punch out those things, print that money, that's all shareholders, and that's what corporate regimes only like. That's all they want to hear. They don't give a shit about you or me. They don't give a shit about the gamers or anybody else. It's all about the bottom line. So don't think Sony cares about you. Don't think Nintendo or Microsoft or EA, Epic, any of these companies care about you or me. They do not. They care about one thing, and that's the only thing that drives this world around, like it or not. And that is the Benjamins, the money. The money, right? Just like that company. Just the money, folks. Otherwise, yes, it's going to be tough years ahead. I said this many times. I'm sure other gaming podcasts have said this many times. Hopefully you guys got your hardware down right now. Hopefully you guys got your PCs, all your upgrades. Hopefully you got the consoles that you want to be playing on. You're either Xbox or PlayStation, or if you're going to do streaming, if you're, I think Sony started doing on where you can go into the cloud streaming with their stuff now. I don't know. Microsoft's been pushing hard for Xbox cloud streaming, which works pretty well, at least for me. It works pretty well when I do some cloud streaming. Mostly I stream just from my console to my thing, but otherwise, if I wanted to play Assassin's Creed Shadows and I play it directly from Xbox Cloud services onto my Xbox ROG Ally X or something like that, or PC, it runs solid. May get a little glitchy hitch here or there down the road, but otherwise, it's very crisp, clean, smooth, very responsive. I never have any troubles playing that game, streaming it. But like I said, I mostly stream it from my console, but it still has to go up to the cloud and back down, apparently, for the cloud streaming from my console, apparently, because there has to be that Microsoft connection there. That's why they put that behind the paywall. But still, it works very well for me, and I don't have any problems with it, really. Like I said, couple glitchies here and there doesn't bother me one bit. As long as I can play my game and have fun with it wherever you go. And you can play on your PC, your tablet, your phone, whatever. You can stream it on whatever. And Microsoft pushes that because they know they're not going to be selling that many consoles. And they know now, definitely, the console prices are going to be astronomically high if you can get them at all because of the RAM shortages and stuff. And, NVIDIA is talking about stuff. They got a news story here. I should just pop it up. I don't know why I didn't think about popping this up. This is in the news here, but let's see if I can get to it, folks. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, so this is a news story. So you don't need a powerhouse gaming PC anymore. NVIDIA's GeForce Now has native Linux PC and Fire Stick TV support. So if you got a Linux PC, which I know a lot of people are always going, oh, I want to go to Linux and not Windows, et cetera, et cetera. No, now you can play your GeForce Now on there. And Fire TV sticks, well, they already have the Xbox streaming on those as well. So you can now play your GeForce Now games on there, which they're also partnering up with Microsoft on stuff. Let's see here. So NVIDIA hasn't made any new GPU announcements. Ongoing RAM, it has introduced this new DLSS 4.5. Both Linux PCs and Amazon Fire TV sticks now have native NVIDIA GeForce Now support, allowing more gamers without gaming PCs or lesser powered rigs to dive in and enjoy RTX 4080 and RTX 5080 level frame rates and select titles. But note, everybody, and I heard this multiple times from people, even though NVIDIA's GeForce Now is pretty good for gaming, they limit you. They got like a gaming timer for they charge by the hour or something like that. I forgot what it was. It was something weird like that, per hour on stuff like that you can be on or something. And it costs more or whatever. There's like different tiers and stuff like that. So I don't know. But it's another, let's just say another way you can play your games if you want to get into gaming and stuff. Like I said, Microsoft cloud streaming and stuff, I've been particularly happy with, at least in my area, because I got high-speed internet. I got a great mesh network here. And my PC's connected directly to my internet, so, that's always good. So, I'm sure if I got a good thing, I'm here in Buffalo, New York, so depending on where you are in the United States, if you're by a good server net or something like that, and you get good high speeds, you should be able to play these games anywhere streaming. And I hear some people that don't have a good streaming experience with Microsoft's or Xbox's cloud streaming or all these other streaming platforms. And then I go and I think, well, what's your router like in your house? And I bet that they only have a router. They don't have a mesh. I bet these people don't have a mesh system in their house, the ones that complain. And they probably have like this old router that barely does the speeds anymore, and they don't have a really good internet connection. Their pings are probably really bad. And that's the ones that I'm like, maybe don't count on these people to tell you that it's bad, because they just don't have the best equipment to handle that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't blame. You got to have good internet. That's number one. You got to have a good router / mesh network, whatever, or connection if you're hardwired or not into this stuff. That'll make a lot of difference. And then, latency and all that would be really different on that. But otherwise, if you don't have the hardware now, and you're still thinking about buying stuff, you better hurry, because you're going to hear PlayStation prices going up. You're going to hear maybe Xbox prices go up. Maybe not. Maybe they're just like, we're going to solve what we have at the prices we have, and then that's going to be it for Xbox hardware in general for this time frame. And then, they're promoting Xbox for PC more and streaming more, because they can sell the games on that. And of course, on the PlayStation, they can sell their games on that as well. And maybe sometimes the Switch 2 as well, which has not been heavily supported by Microsoft yet, but they could potentially put games on there as well. But they got PlayStation, they got PC and stuff like that, so they're good. For me, I got a Series X, I got an Xbox ROG Ally X, I got a giant gaming desktop PC here. I even got an Xbox One console sitting in there. And I heard you could still use your Xbox One consoles for Xbox game streaming and stuff like that. So you could still play the newest, latest, and greatest games on your Xbox One via streaming. So I hear that still works on that. I haven't tried it, because mine's just in storage, and I'm trying to actually sell it because I don't really need another old Xbox. I'm keeping my 360, but I don't need my Xbox One. That's the one console I'm trying to maybe offload, because I don't really need it, because I got a Series X and all that. But I heard you could still use your Xbox One for the latest gaming if you can get it in for Xbox cloud streaming and stuff like that, for Game Pass games and stuff like that. But yeah, not a good time for gamers out there. Not a good time. And nobody wants to be a bummer. I don't want to be a bummer. Like I said, I am one of those very few, very lucky people. I can afford all this stuff. I can pay for new next gen technology and stuff like that up to a point. Up to a point, people. Up to a point. And I'm lucky enough to have this stuff and enjoy my gaming. And that's how much of a gamer I am. I love playing my Xbox ROG Ally X. I love playing, streaming off my Xbox Series X and and playing on my PC. I love that stuff. I bought a lot of games. I play a lot of games. But I've been sticking to a few games over this season, holiday. So, like I said, even though RAM and solid state storage is going to be up right now, if you have the hardware that you have, stick with it. Hopefully it's good enough. Hopefully you'll be able to play GTA 6 on it when it hopefully comes out next year in November. Fingers crossed. We got a news story on that. Let's see here. Like I said, I think next-gen hardware will be pushed back another couple years, but that's okay. I would rather have this generation of hardware stick around for another 5+ years. And I'm saying big time, because it's almost been, 7 years for these consoles already? It doesn't feel like it, but it's almost been 7 years for these consoles already. Maybe it has been 7 years. It's close to, or it has been like 7 years for the Xbox Series and PlayStation 5 hardware. And it doesn't even feel like they even utilize these machines enough. with games and stuff. There's been a very short supply of good first-party titles and stuff like that utilizing these machines. There's been great games coming out for them from third parties and stuff, but nothing really that pushes them and keeps them being pushed. And I think that they kept these consoles working and running and being able to get the latest games for another 5+ years. There should be no problems. Just keep selling games for these consoles, and hopefully they might see that way. I don't know. They do support. They will. I'm sure Microsoft will support the Series X consoles, Series consoles for a lot longer because they frankly don't have any hardware to really sell beyond that right now. And I'm sure they're looking at the future and going, we're mostly into our AI bullshit and we don't have any RAM supply to put in our new consoles. So let's keep our systems around for a bit longer, maybe save some money. I don't know. And Sony, I don't know what Sony's thinking. They're always talking, we're going to make the next gen PlayStation is going to be this and the handheld and all. And I'm like, are anybody going to buy your handhelds? Are anybody going to buy your next gen PlayStations after they just bought a PS5 Pro, which never delivered, as I hear from people that own PlayStation 5 Pros? Are they going to want to buy another $800+ system or handheld system from you guys that is going to be locked down to just PlayStation type of hardware games? I don't know. At least Microsoft went the way of tag teaming with Asus with the Xbox Rogue Ally X and just putting their name and some of their stuff onto that handheld and made it like into an Xbox in general. Still a PC, but still. They put a little of their Xbox tweaking on that to make it branded for them and not just put out their own handheld like they were planning on it. That seems a lot better. Let's see. Current I can't read this because I got it split up here, folks. I'm trying to read my own notes here. Oh yeah, I already just talked about that for new current. And talked about new future console releases. Yeah, I already talked about it. So let's talk about gaming, folks. Let's talk about good stuff like gaming that I've been doing throughout the holidays till now and what I'm playing now and the future. And then we're going to get into a bunch of gaming news talk and stuff. And that's what the show is going to be like for today. Because when I come back, that's how I come back. Because we had some news stories. And then there's some upcoming news stories. And then there's a lot of other stuff to talk about in the news. But we're going to talk about the games that I, Mr. Mike, have played in the past, not only week, but weeks and 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 weeks.
The games that have been played in the past week.
So, folks, if you were wondering what I, Mr. Mike, have been playing in the past bunch of weeks that I've been off, well, a bunch of things. I've been trying out some things, playing some other things. Of course, you've seen some videos of things. Basically, I've been focusing on two of the main games that I've been focusing on have been the Outer Worlds 2, which I've been coming and going with. I got to get back more into the Outer Worlds 2 because I've just been jumping on a little bit, playing a little bit, jumping off. I got to focus on it some more, but it's hard to focus on the Outer Worlds 2, even though the Outer Worlds 2 is a very, very good game from Obsidian. They have two games that they knocked out of the park with Avowed being the first game, which I played and beat that sucker, and the Outer Worlds 2, even though it has its little quirks here and there, but still, it's been really fun playing it when I've been getting into it. and I did some Let's Plays of it as well. But, so I've been playing that. I've been playing on my Xbox ROG Ally X and PC and stuff for the Outer Worlds 2. Having fun shooting in space, shooting a bunch of enemies, doing a bunch of run around missions and stuff. You know, that's what you do in these RPGs and stuff like that. But overshadowing it, the main game that I've been playing nonstop of, and I'm not embarrassed to say so, but it, you know, I know this game came out way before even the Outer Worlds 2, but I've been playing a shit ton of Assassin's Creed Shadows. I fell in love with Assassin's Creed Shadows. I am nothing but Assassin's Creed Shadows. If you didn't know by my Friday night gaming streams, where I've just been nothing but streaming Assassin's Creed Shadows, mostly every Friday, most Fridays I should say. There was one Friday I played something else, but mostly it was Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I know I haven't been getting that many people watching me playing it live on Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer-2023 or OldFreakyGamer on twitch.tv or OldFreakyGamer at OldFreakyGamer.com. But I love Assassin's Creed Shadows. It reminds me of Assassin's Creed Odyssey nonstop, because I loved Odyssey. I love playing as Cassandra, and now I'm playing as Naomi. I love playing as that damn Naomi, that Japanese girl. She can kick some fucking ass. Now Yosuke, he's pretty good too when I need him for like the heavy kind of things and stuff, but I mostly 99.9% play as Naomi because she's my girl and she's badass and she's wearing my custom threads and shit. And boy, oh boy, I'm having fun in this world, just hacking and slashing, doing a whole bunch of shit. Crazy shit. I got my fire dragon. I'm riding my fire dragon, people. My fire dragon mount is awesome in this game, and it's fun. I've been mostly just taking apart the map. Like, I've been expanding like I like to do in a lot of things. I did this in Diablo as well. I like to expand my territory ownership and stuff by, you know, going out farther and farther and climbing up those tall buildings or whatever, trees or whatever, and getting on the top, letting eagerly fly away and just scanning the whole areas and stuff and owning all these points of reference in the game, which and has become what should I say, very valuable in this game, because I need to unlock points so I can find out where my enemies and stuff are, or if I'm playing, which I have been continuing some of the story as well in the game. A lot of these points I needed to be unlocked still. I'm like, oh shit, I got to scan these areas so I can get my scouts to be able to find out where these people are, where I can continue on my ventures, because it also brings me out farther and farther. So I've been continuing my quest of just unlocking more of the maps, trying to stay away from the overpowered maps as much as possible, even though I do get into their territory sometimes. But I've been leveling up Naomi very quickly, very much. Leveling up her skills, her weapons, her armor, and all that quite immensely. And I've been just doing all the, the fetch questing and stuff, and going into castles and killing everybody in the castle and courtyard and stuff, and grabbing all their shit, their chests, getting in their chests and stuff, and getting all their goodies and stuff like that. And it's just been so much fun, and I've been having a blast in the game. It is, and I got this game on sale, and it is worth every penny that I played of it. And I'm also streaming it, folks. This is the game that I've been streaming, either from Xbox Game Pass for streaming, or Xbox, what is it called? Xbox Game Streaming, or I've been just mostly streaming it off my Xbox console, because I haven't installed on my Series X, and I don't want to play it on my big screen TV, but I want to watch like a TV show or something on the side because I got a computer in my living room as well. I got a little mini PC in my living room, and it's my media server hub, extra PC on there that I use for media play and stuff like that. And then I just have my Xbox ROG Ally X wirelessly linked to, remote playing off my Xbox console, and I'm playing Assassin's Creed on my handheld from my Xbox Series X console. So that's how I've been playing it, and I've just been having nonstop fun. Or if I'm playing in my bedroom, I can play the game in my bedroom. I can play it in this office. I love it. I love the game. I wish I could play it natively on my PC, but because you don't get achievement points for playing Assassin's Creed Shadows on your PC, even though you can buy it from the Xbox game store, from the Xbox app store, which is stupid that you don't get achievements for it because it's still attached. The game is still, you get the game and download the game still, which is attached to the Ubisoft client, which is bullshit. And I don't want to install that client. So there you have it. There's my reasoning, mostly because I want the achievements and stuff. But it works very well, very, very, very well this way. And I just have been I've been having a ball playing it. And yes, trying to get back into Outer Worlds 2, playing that a little bit here and there. That's been fun too. That, of course, I can run natively on my Series X and stuff, or my Xbox ROG Ally X, because, it's a game from Microsoft. So I've just been having a blast with both these two games. Both of these games have been my number one games that I've been playing. The one thing I did not put on this list because I haven't been playing the game, but I have watched all the documentaries on the Mortal Kombat collection, the Mortal Kombat documentary collection. I watched all the rest of the documentaries and seen all the other behind the scenes and all the, the cool stuff that made Mortal Kombat. I did all that stuff. Haven't been playing any older Mortal Kombat games. Eventually I will, but I haven't done that. Just wanted to finish the documentary, which I did. So, like I said, I played Assassin's Creed Shadows and Outer Worlds 2. Those have been my mainstays. Jumped on Forza Motorsport a little bit more because, that got basically shut down with no more updates or anything else. No more new cars, they said. No more updates of any kind. So they're basically done with Forza Motorsport. So I like to play sometimes some Forza Motorsport. So I've been doing that, doing some racing on my Xbox ROG Ally X, which plays phenomenally well on that device, even though it says the CPU might not be supported every time I load that puppy up. And I'm like, well, fuck you, because you are a liar, because this game works perfectly fine on the Xbox ROG Ally X, Microsoft, or Forza people, Turn 10, whatever. It works perfectly fine. So don't give me that bullshit that this game don't work on this platform or it doesn't recognize the CPU. It's running an AMD special chip set CPU SoC, so fuck off. I'm still playing it, and it looks and it plays phenomenally well on that handheld. I tell you, folks, my Xbox ROG Ally X is a beast. And I did this for a video, which I think, isn't it coming up? Isn't it this week? I think it's this week's video. I'm gonna say. Yes, I'm just going to say this Wednesday. So this Wednesday, folks, you're going to see a little bit of Red Dead Redemption. I had this on my PC for a while now because it came out for Xbox for PC, and it was on a dirt deep sale the time it was out on it, or when it came out on the Xbox for PC. So I bought it because it was dirt cheap, and I could get a whole fresh new batch of achievements from this game. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should do a Let's Play of Red Dead Redemption for once instead of doing the same old games and pick a new game. And I'm like, I haven't played Red Dead Redemption in a long time. Let's see how this looks, because it's supposed to be the remastered, enhanced version of this game for PC and all that. And I started playing. I'm like, oh, damn, this game is fun. Oh, my God. I remember this back on the 360 when I played or some of this Red Dead Redemption. Oh, my God. Look at it. It looks beautiful. It plays well. I still suck at playing some of those mini games, but holy shit, this is like me playing Assassin's Creed. But it's Red Dead Redemption, and I'm playing with John Marston. Oh, you'll be able to see that on this Let's Play this Wednesday, or past Wednesday. Sorry, folks. I forgot. I'm in the past, talking to you in the future. So you'll be able to see that on my website at OldFreakyGamer.com at the time of this podcast going out. And you can look at it on my YouTube channel on youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer/-2023. Or you could go to just youtube.com and search OldFreakyGamer, which is one word. And subscribe to that. And yes, I would have played Red Dead Redemption, which nobody's talked about. I know that game came out a little bit ago. Wasn't it November it came out or something? Or end of November into December or something? I know it came out in the fall or the winter time, the fallish winter time before Christmas. It came out around the holidays when they put out the Red Dead Redemption for PC and stuff. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to get it. But it was been sitting on my hard drive for so long. I'm like, maybe I should boot this game up. And I booted it all up, and luckily enough, I had the Rockstar launcher already in there, and I have all the bullshit in there, so I didn't have to worry about that shit. And like I said, it's a great game, and it plays very, very, very good on my PC. And first off, why do I have this? Excuse me. Oh, okay. Never mind. I was, like I said, I don't have my full thing on here. But it plays very well on my PC, and it looks great. And eventually I'll go back into playing more Red Dead Redemption. I don't know. I might do more Let's Plays of it on my PC. Maybe I'll even install my Xbox ROG Ally X. I don't know. Like I said, I currently got to beat the Outer Worlds 2, which I hear is not that long, so I should really focus on trying to beat that because there's more upcoming games that are coming out soon. One of them being that Final Fantasy remake Intergrade game that's coming out end of this month, sometime soon end of this month, which I got to do a first gameplay of because it's going to be the first time this comes out on the Xbox for PC, and I want to play it, see how it looks, and how good I can start off this game because eventually I want to play this game. Because this could be one of my next Final Fantasies that I actually play. But otherwise, yeah, Red Dead Redemption's fun. And Assassin's Creed Shadows, that's going to be just my forever game. That's going to be the game I'm always playing. And I can jump in and jump out at any time. It's one of those types of games where it's like, I don't need to play and beat this game right away, but I know if I ever want to go back into playing a game, I can always jump back into Assassin's Creed Shadows at any time. Because it's well worth it. It's a great game. Also played some Powerwash Simulator 2. I've been jumping on and off of that a lot because that's fun to just simulate power washing on a handheld. It plays very well on my ROG Ally X. My Xbox ROG Ally X. That is a great game for that or anything. You can play it on anything. PC, Xbox, PlayStation, all that stuff. I think Switch as well. Switch 2, I mean. Maybe Switch 1, I don't know. But really fun game if you want to spray paint or power wash stuff, sorry. Spray Paint Simulator is another game. But power washing, if you like to clean stuff like I do, can waste a lot of time doing that. And then finally, for the final game that I got on my list here that I've been playing a lot of and also made a Let's Play, but this is for, I think, this upcoming Wednesday, in the future now. Now we're talking about the future, folks. This future upcoming Let's Play, I did another Supermarket Simulator Let's Play, a very special one. Because I have figured out, which I found out because I watched somebody's video, because I found out, because I'm like, you know what? I love playing Supermarket Simulator, but it's so hard and so drag to get money in this game. And I tried to put a modder on it, because you can put a mods with Nexus mods and stuff, because I go to Nexus mods for my mods. And you could do modding of Supermarket Simulator for the Steam version of the game. But for the Xbox PC version of the game, that is a no-go. You try to do and it says it supports the around or the mods on that, but it doesn't. That's a lie, because when I tried to put a mod, when I try to mod my Supermarket Simulator Xbox PC version for the PC. For the Xbox version of it, I keep getting myself tongue-tied on that. It crashes the game and it doesn't work, and I'm like, okay. And I wanted to do the one mod cheat thing that I wanted to do was get more money so I could advance in the game and be, unlock more stuff for make my supermarkets bigger. And it wasn't working. I'm like, oh shit, I got to grind the shit out of this game, which is still fun, but it was so, like I said, it's a grind to earn that money so you can eventually upgrade and pay. And I know what they're doing in that thing. Luckily, it's just, it's a Game Pass game, so I'm not really paying anything for it. But you got to really grind to get your way to getting new stuff, getting more products, upgrading your store and stuff, and you got to do it just right. You can only hire so many people. And then I found out in a video, which I'm surprised I didn't see a long time before, and I've felt a little stupid and sheepish on this, but that's okay. That's why sometimes I like to watch other people do videos and they find out stuff before I, Mr. Mike, find out. But there is a way you can trick the game, semi-trick. Yeah, it is trick the game into giving you lots and lots of money in Supermarket Simulator. And it works very well. And I've been recently doing that. And I've been recently upgrading my store bigger and doing stuff better. And right now I'm just I upgraded. I added some more products to the store. And right now I'm just going to collect a lot of bank. And I'm going to make as much bank as possible. Because when I get into super remodel mode, that's when I build out my supermarket. I built out my a lot of storage, which is all full, by the way, with lots of product. And I am going to be making some more bank, because this method, not only is it one of the best, which you can do because this is all legal, because I'm not using any mods or cheats or anything really modded or cheat, because this is all a part of the game, which luckily, just like that digging a hole game where you could go around the table and chair set and you find the one block and you hit it and you get all the money from that, and then you could beat the game really fast with that, which I found out at the very end of playing the game, watching somebody else's run through. Well, that's the same thing that goes for Supermarket Simulator. And I'm not going to really talk about it too much, but let's just say there's some stuff you could do in the game with your products and your selling and your pricing and stuff, and doing online order deliveries, mind you, because that's the trick, basically. And it'll get you way more money super fast that you could start upgrading things really fast. And I'm like, awesome. Because when I can max out my store and max out my people, max it all out, not only do I get the rest of those achievements and all that, but also I can make the dream store supermarket I want to do and run that and have some fun with that. And then when I'm done with all that, then I can say, I'm all done with Supermarket Simulator, so bye-bye. And I can actually get out of the Supermarket Simulator world for a little bit. And then maybe go on to TCG Card Simulator and stuff like that, which that is going to be coming out on Xbox Game Pass eventually. So I will be waiting for that one. I do own TCG Card Shot Simulator for the Steam version as well. But when I heard it was also going to come out this year on Xbox Game Pass and stuff, eventually, I'm like, hold off, Mr. Mike, because you're going to be doing this in that, because then you can earn achievements in the Game Pass version. So I'm like, hold off, Mr. Mike, because TCG Card Shop Simulator is coming to you for Game Pass, where you get achievements. So I am going to wait for that one before I get back into that. But for Supermarket Simulator, it's so fun. I love doing it. And now that I got this money cheat going on, or money hack, should I say, going on, which is all legit, which you will see in this upcoming Let's Play that I will put out this week as you're watching this or listening to this podcast. It's pretty cool. And I like doing that stuff. And people can't complain. Don't complain, people. I'm not cheating anybody else. I'm just cheating myself. And it's not cheating myself if I'm having fun, right? We should be allowed to have the fun we want to have. It doesn't matter. This ain't a multiplayer game. I'm not trying to cheat people in a multiplayer thing. I'm just doing it for myself, and I have fun doing it. As long as I'm having fun doing it, then I'm playing the game that I want to play the way I want to play it. That's the whole thing about gaming, right? Having fun of what you play, how you want to play it. So those were the games that I played. And it's not a bigger list or anything. It's just mostly I've been focusing on Assassin's Creed Shadows and The Outer Worlds 2. Basically, most of my vacation, from my vacation holidays until now. And I'm not really like one of those people that's just playing the next game over and over again, because I don't have that time, unfortunately. I do have a full-time job that I go to. Sure, I'm getting a little bit lesser hours, or I'm working a little bit lesser hours because everything's been not forced to cut back, but we've just been slower, and a lot of places been slower recently, so I've been able to come back a little sooner and do a little extra gaming or whatever. But I'm also doing other stuff around the house, working out, stuff like that. So, I got a life too. Not that gaming isn't my life, but I got to do other stuff in my life, unfortunately. If I could just sit here and copy my body or something and let my one part of my body do all the other stuff and me just sit here and play a video game 24/7, I would definitely do that. If I can have a clone copy of myself of a Mr. Mike, even though he would hate me for it, I'd have my clone go do my work, go do my shopping, eating, working out, all that other stuff, and I'd just sit here on my lazy fat ass, and I'd be playing games 24/7, folks. That's all I would do. But unfortunately, life gets in the way a bit, and sometimes you can't play as much as all these other people do because that's their jobs. This isn't my job. This is my fun hobby, my lifelong hobby. Those are jobs. So, of course, they're playing all the latest and greatest. And I always said, you're not always going to see or hear the latest and greatest from me. You're going to hear a lot of the older stuff and the other stuff. But maybe a lot of you might like that anyways, seeing the older stuff and seeing me play and talk about some of the older stuff. Because you might be one of those people that are still into the older stuff and having fun with that stuff because you can't get the newer stuff because you don't have the machines or the money or the time to get into that stuff. And like I said, sometimes I do get into that new stuff. Sometimes I don't. Depends. There's a lot of games coming out. I'm going to get a bunch of these games. Some I'm going to play right away. Some I'm going to wait for. Some of these I'm going to play. Some of them not. It's just how it is. And what I want to play is what I want to play. A lot of these podcasters are like, well, we got to try to play new things because people don't want to hear the old things. And I'm like, I don't mind hearing the old things. If you were talking about something I was interested in, like Assassin's Creed Shadows or something, or Outer Worlds 2, of course I'm going to love to hear about that. Or Diablo, when they were talking about the Diablo 4 expansions and stuff. I've loved hearing about that. I'm not playing Diablo 4 anymore. I'm not buying a super expensive expansion, but I loved hearing about it. I don't mind. So I don't know why they got into their minds that nobody wants to hear about the older stuff, because here's the facts, folks. Nobody in this world here can afford, well, I shouldn't say nobody. Most normal people, I'm not normal, but most normal people out there can't afford and buy the latest and greatest games right away, and they can't enjoy the latest and greatest games right away, Sometimes they got to wait. Sometimes they're enjoying all the other games that they're playing, and they want to play their other games first before they play the next gen games. And not everybody can play all the games out there. Unless, like I said, you can clone and copy your body, have your one part of the body doing one thing and you doing another thing by sitting back and playing those games all day, every day. So that's what I got to say on that. So I'm going to take a quick break. You're not going to notice. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get into all this gaming news that we got here in the Gamez Newz Now section, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and a lot of it is in the news. That's why I'm keeping it in the news. So help me God here. So I'll be back in one hot second, and like I said, you won't notice a thing.
Track, hear the thunder, feel the roar. Game talk news, gonna settle the score. From E3 to PAX, they got it all. The highs and lows, ready to brawl.
And this is the Gamez News for 2026, y'all. Woo! I don't know where I got it, but I got this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, gaming news for 2026. Now, a lot of these stories I got throughout since 2026 started, so forgive me if some of this is older news, but just wanted to talk about. So all the games that have been coming out throughout the years and stuff, and all the times these gaming publishers and companies out there and people saying, man, I don't know if people are playing these games and they might not like these games, and man, we're not getting enough players for our games, and man, this game ain't selling as great as it should be. And it could be because people are in a gaming stuck slump, or people are just stuck playing the same old good games that they've been playing for a long time now. Now, these are, and this has been stated as these are the 5 most played games in the United States and probably most of the world, depending on who can play what, on PlayStation and Xbox. And these little lists have been, tallied up by many people out there that talked about what games, because, you got all these newer games that are coming out. Like I said, Assassin's Creed Shadows, you got this, that, you got a lot of upcoming games, you got the Final Fantasies, you got, I hear we got a Halo, you got Fables, you got all this other stuff, you got, what else? I heard there was other things. The Yakuza remaster and stuff. But a lot of people have been stuck playing these games for a while. And a lot of companies are getting really annoyed by this because they're like, well, we can't break into these top 5 games because everybody just keeps playing these top 5 games over and over again. Now, note these lists could be different for both Xbox and PlayStation in general. But basically, these lists have been pretty much similar to the same as they are on other lists, but mostly the difference would be Call of Duty's at number 1 on the Xbox compared to Fortnite being number 1 on PlayStation and stuff mostly, and then it would be Minecraft, GTA 5, Roblox, but yes, the same 5 games. So for like on PlayStation stuff, they say for 2025, it's been Fortnite is number 1, Call of Duty is number 2, Grand Theft Auto 5 is number 3, Roblox is number 4, and Minecraft at a solid number 5. I'm surprised Minecraft ain't higher up on that list. And surprisingly, Roblox is overtaking Minecraft a little bit, which is weird because you would think people would be, but I understand Roblox, you could do more in that technically with people, but yeah, and then in 2024 it was the same thing. It was Fortnite, Call of Duty, GTA 5, Roblox, and Minecraft. And basically that has not changed for these 2 years. And more years before that, because 2023 also. And it's the same games on Xbox, but just different orders and different stuff, but still the same 5 games, because these are the games that people like to continuously go back to, because these games are just easy to go back to games. Some of them are free, and they're just the games that are stuck in the gaming landscape, because why not? If people can spend many hours in these games and not spend another dime, why not? Except for the Call of Duty thing, I think, unless if you're playing, I guess, what is it, Warzone's free or something for Call of Duty, but otherwise, you would think you would have to pay for Call of Duty. And Grand Theft Auto 5, yes, you got to pay to get on GTA Online and stuff. They're talking about Grand Theft Auto 5 for GTA Online portion of it, not the game itself, I would think, because how many people are still playing the GTA 5 game besides me over here, which I jump in and out of sometimes. But yeah, of course, Fortnite number 1, because that's free. I could jump in right now and play it, but I don't want to because I hate that game. I tried it a couple times, I didn't like it, so I'm not a Fortniter. Call of Duty, I'm not an online Call of Duty player either, because I just die right away. GTA Online, I used to play that a lot when it first came out. I used to be one of the highest ranks. I had mad money on GTA Online. My character was awesome. My car was awesome. I even got in a sexy dragon diva picture on my car and stuff. Oh, it was great. I was all tripped out. I loved playing GTA Online. And then it got more shitified, more shit got into it, more shitty players got into there. My friends haven't really played on it. And then when they would join me, my friends on there, they would never really play Grand Theft Auto. They always died and got ran over because they were just standing there and doing nothing. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Why are you just standing there, bro, getting hit and run over? And they're like, what's going on, man? I'm like, don't you know how to play Grand Theft Auto? Come on, man. But I used to play that religiously, GTA Online, back in the day when it first got out. And that was when it was still all janky and shit. And then it smoothed out and it got better. And then, it, like I said, when they shitified it by adding all the other bullshit on top of it, I was like, I got to get out of it. Because, I didn't have enough good people to play these big online quests and stuff with and stuff like that. So that stuff was not really meant for like me. I did one of those quests that was pretty cool, got some money, but that's where the real big money was. And, they didn't make enough quests for people that just wanted to go solo in GTA Online or something, or maybe co-op or something like that. And it kind of got a little dull for me. And then I'm like, when the next GTA comes out or GTA Online or whatever comes out, then I'll play it that way or something like that. But yeah, I used to play GTA Online. I used to be okay at it. Not the best, but I was okay at it. It was fun. I did a lot of fun shit in that. Roblox, never played Roblox. I was always thinking about it because I was like, what is this, like Legos Connects Online or something? Is this like the next version of Minecraft? And then I heard that they're doing all this other sexual deviant stuff and kid stuff. And you program games and stuff in this Roblox and all this other weird hanky-panky shit. And I'm like, oh, it's one of those. It's one of those very evil type of games that just built its credibility up, and a lot of kids and people and skanky people play that. Okay, but still, it's Roblox and people have fun in it, whatever. And then 5, Minecraft. Yes, I jump into Minecraft once in a while. I played a lot of Minecraft solidly over, the beginning, the ending of this year, the summer and stuff. And then I stopped because I knew I had other great games coming out. And I'm like, I've been cold turkey ever since. Fingers crossed, folks. The cold turkey for Minecraft for a little bit, but I will be probably jumping back in because I'm not just clearing mountains for nothing. I'm just, I'm not online with it or anything like that for my online server. But yeah, it's been a little while since I've been playing Minecraft. But when I jump back into Minecraft, folks, I jump back into Minecraft. Now, I haven't been doing any Minecraft videos or anything, but that's just because I just haven't. Because you wouldn't want to just watch me just play Minecraft by just digging blocks all day. I don't think that'd be good content for you. And, I do me playing Assassin's Creed Shadows every Friday. It's more fun and more interesting to watch than just watching me break blocks all day in Minecraft, right? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, but though that's bothersome. I know a lot of other gamers and streamers out there have been talking about that, saying that they're kind of bummed out that these are the games that are on the top of the list all the time, and no other games have been able to break through that list, the top 5 list. And they're like, there's so many games out here in the world and nobody's really playing them because they're all playing the same games, and all these other companies are like, what do we do to try to get these gamers in here? And it's not that they just, they don't want to play your other games and such. It's just like these games are cheap for them. These games are money savers and they're fun and they keep people wrangled in and, and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, people just want to keep playing these games. And I understand because, like I said, when I got back into Minecraft, that's all I like to do is play Minecraft. Like Supermarket Simulator. All I want to do is play Supermarket Simulator or Assassin's Creed Shadows. All I want to do right now, right after this podcast, all I want to do is go back and jump into play some Assassin's Creed Shadows or Supermarket Simulator. Probably both, a little bit of both if I got time. I don't know if I have time to play both, but we'll see. And that's what I do. That's what I do. You know what? I could do this on the side. Let's see if this fucks anything up, though. Shit. I don't want to fuck anything up. I want to see if this can run in the background, or is this going to fuck everything up? This is a test, folks. This is one of my super tests here. Hold on. I want to see if this fucks anything up. I'm trying to test out some memory thing here. Some gaming memory thing. Why isn't this not... Is this not one? Did I not click on it? Hold on. There we go. I want to see if I can run this in the background and not worry about it. Okay. Let's see if this does anything. I'm only doing this because I want to see if this will affect any of my frames or anything, because it's running. It's running. It's running. I can see it in its mini window here. There's the game. Okay. I want to see if anything happens while I'm still doing my recording here. I got Supermarket Simulator running in the background right now just to test out to see if it's any memory suckage is going to go on, or if I'm going to drop any frames or anything. Because usually I would drop frames if I had something else like that running in the background with a million tabs running with a million other things. But if it doesn't, that means this 64 gigs of RAM is doing its job at a higher speed. So, yep. And the computer's still remaining quite quiet. I hear the fan pick up sometimes, but otherwise my computer's very quiet over there. But talking about games, we were talking about Grand Theft Auto for a little bit. So, of course, Rockstar comes out with some more, with the thing announcing that 2026, which is now officially 2026. Rockstar's teasing and saying we're going to announce more stuff for 2026 before the official release of GTA 6, that it is officially launching this year. Do not worry. We're not going to push it back again. They pushed it back twice and stuff, and now they pushed it back again another 10 months till November 19, 2026, which Rockstar put on a X post here. Hi everybody, Grand Theft Auto 6, will now release on Thursday, November 19th, 2026. So this is going to be the official date, folks. We'll see about that, folks. But that, fingers crossed, that's going to be the day where Mr. Mike, will probably be taking off the rest of the week. I know certain people won't like that. And that's close to Thanksgiving, isn't it? Thursday the 19th. When's Thanksgiving usually, right? Right? Let me check. Or March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. They say the 19th, right? Yeah, that's like the week before Thanksgiving, right? Oh, fuck. Is that the week before Thanksgiving? Really? Really, Rockstar? God damn it, Rockstar. Oh, man. Well, I will have off Thanksgiving anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But still, that could actually, I don't know. That's not a good thing either or. I'm just looking at this. God damn it, Rockstar. Why couldn't it be like October or December? You know, so close to Thanksgiving. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, damn, that's close to Thanksgiving. Oh boy. But yeah, it's gonna be that Thursday, so I'll probably take that Thursday and Friday off to play it, because that's the kind of guy I am. Unless if I just don't, and then because I got Thanksgiving off, and I just take the next day off of that and just tack on another day beyond that, have an extended Thanksgiving break and play some GTA 6. I don't know. Depends. We'll see how that goes. But they talk also about, well, we are sorry for adding additional time to what we realize has been a long wait, but these extra months will allow us to finish the game with the level of polish you have come to expect and more. And people been interested. I've been interested in the main game. I'm hoping it's not I'm hoping the game is not just really good, but I'm hoping they don't and I cannot say this with any certainty, because they have not even closely, they're not even reminisced or anything about any online portion of this game. If there was going to be a GTA 6 online or something coming out the same time as this game, right as of right now, I think this game is just this game. And then maybe they're going to tack on down the road GTA 6 online or something, or if that's going to be the new GTA Online. I don't know. I have no knowledge beyond what they have showed of this game, which, like I said, looks very good. This is going to be the best looking game. And Lucia, she's going to be a hot protagonist. I cannot wait to have her as my very first fuckable protagonist in Grand Theft Auto. She's going to be doing some skanky things, isn't she? I don't know. I'm just saying. But it's going to be an interesting game. I hope it's really good. I hope it holds up today, till today, because they do big with Grand Theft Auto. If they fucked up GTA's, if GTA 6 became the worst Grand Theft Auto, or the Grand Theft Auto that did not succeed, that would be something. And then of course you still hear all the freaking rumors and news and all these people crying and complaining and for nothing, and still, making gestures saying Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be like $80, $100, all that stuff. And I'm thinking, I don't think that's going to happen. No. But everybody keeps saying that's going to happen. Could it happen? Who knows? Times have changed. Everything's gone up in price dramatically, excuse me. And if there's any game that could get away with charging like $80 or something. Now, if they do announce like a special collector's edition and they got some cool statues or something for the game, of course, Mr. Mike, will be interested in a copy of GTA 6 with some, collectible shit. I did get the GTA 5 collectible edition. I would definitely want to get the GTA 6 collector's edition if they have one coming out, which they're usually known for doing that, at least for the last couple of Grand Theft Autos. So I would hope they would do it for this one, but I'm not, there's no guarantees. But I would definitely pay more money just for a nice collector's edition. Give us a nice little statue or something. even a GTA 6 statue or a Lucia and whatever his name is statue, them holding the guns up together or something. I don't know. I'm hoping it's not too much social media and crazy bullshit like that in the game. I'm hoping it's just like, what they did with GTA 5 and GTA 4. Keep it real, have it funny moments, keep it exciting, have a good, strong story and content in there. Don't make it too stupid. And if it's a big, super awesome open world, I'll be all for it. It looks really good. And hopefully it plays well. Mm-hmm. Another game that's been getting delayed or got delayed, which I'm sure you already know about. IOI delays James Bond video game 007 First Light to May 27, 2026, which was supposed to be Grand Theft Auto 6's previous release date, apparently, they're saying here. So, I guess James Bond 007 First Light was supposed to come out on March 27th of this year, 2026, but now is going to be released on May 27th, 2026, because they want to deliver, they want to do a little extra polish. They want to get the game ready. And, I am really interested in what this 007 First Light game is going to be. I do like IOI's Hitman games, or the latest Hitman games. Those were very fun. And I'm really interested in this James Bond game because I do like James Bond up to a point. And it looked really interesting at what this James Bond game is going to be like. I'm thinking it's going to be a little Hitman-esque. I know a lot of people think that's not the case, but I think it's going to have a little bit of the Hitman-esque type of feel to it still because they want to keep that. And then they said after this, they still definitely plan on making more Hitman games after this anyway. So there you go. They're going to go back to Hitman no matter what. But I'm really interested in what this 007 game is going to be like from IOI Interactive, or IOI. Should I just say IO? Oh, it's IO Interactive. There you go. IOI or IO Interactive. Very interested in what they're going to be doing here. And they've been really big on James Bond. They really wanted to make this game. So they're getting to make the dream game that they wanted to make, and hopefully it's good for them. The Witcher 3 secret expansion rumors have been talked about, and I guess confirmed, sort of, and that The Witcher 3 maker CD Projekt has a secret new expansion for its beloved role-playing game in the works, as various reports have suggested. Let's see here. Word that the studio was planning more content for its 2015 blockbuster originally dates back to a report published online from last summer. And after CD Projekt hints at new content. So there's going to be some new content for The Witcher 3. And I guess it's all like this new secret expansions content is supposed to be because they want to tie it into The Witcher 4 in some way where it goes into Syrian stuff. Now, note, I just bought The Witcher 3 the full pack again for the third time, mind you. I bought this game 3 times. Never played it. I bought, I think it was the 360 version or the regular edition? Then I bought the complete edition, and then they had the digital edition on sale for what was it, like $9 or something? I'm like, no, Mr. Mike, don't buy it a third time. You got it on disc. And then I bought it for $9 on that. So they got me to buy a game that I never played at all 3 times. 3 times, fool. 3 times. Just because I'm like, oh, I could get this digitally now. Okay. Will I ever play The Witcher 3? I want to. I might pop it on and try it out once, maybe as a Let's Play or a stream or something, because I'm really interested in what this is, because I'm really interested in The Witcher. I have watched the series. It was really good. I am really interested in The Witcher 4 with Ciri. I think she was pretty good in the series, and I am pretty interested in her in this game. I just got to play some Witcher 3 before I play The Witcher 4, because, I played Cyberpunk from them, but I have not played The Witcher. And I should play The Witcher 3, because I hear it's really good. And I should get into it. I don't know why I never picked up or played The Witcher 3 when it first came out in 2015. I don't know what held me back from buying and playing that. There must have been something. I must have been playing like a lot of Grand Theft Auto or something. There had to be a reason why I never picked up and tried to play The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I don't have any explanation or reason why I would have not picked it up and tried to play it back in that time. I don't understand. It makes no sense to me. Just like this, it makes no sense. So rumor has it that the Cyberpunk 2077 sequel is going to have a new feature that gamers aren't probably going to be happy about. And I know I'm probably not going to be happy about it, because that would suck if they tried doing this, because a lot of games have tried doing this over the time, and it's mostly all failed. This could be good, but what are they trying to do? They're trying to do something like their own. It's basically they want. Rumor has it that the sequel to Cyberpunk 2077 will have not only a main game, but it's supposed to have a multiplayer project associated with it. So they're thinking that maybe Cyberpunk 2077's the sequel is going to have like a GTA Online-esque type of a part of the game, which technically I'm not for it, but I'm not against it. I'm not like other people. I'm not against it. Because if they could pull it off, which I don't know, because they did slip up a little bit with Cyberpunk 2077, even though it did get better, and I still played it at launch, and I loved it, and I beat it and stuff like that, but I'm crazy like that, even though it was janky as hell. If they did a better job and they made not only the game good, but they made a great big open world, because I heard that Cyberpunk 2077, the sequel, is supposed to be even bigger with more extra land and areas and stuff in the Cyberpunk world and stuff like that. So I don't know about what else that would be, but if that's true and they made it really good and they made it like a GTA-esque experience, I would like to be hanging around the world of Cyberpunk with other people. We all get our own gadgets and stuff. We're going around slicing each other and stuff. Yeah, I could do that. Doing parties, things and stuff. I can hang with a nice little bit of online multiplayer like that. If they did it like that. If they did it not like that, I don't know. Or if they did it more like an online RPG type of thing. I would be particularly happy with that. That'd be pretty interesting. But I don't know. I hope they don't bite off more than they can chew, because, they gotta get the game out regularly. It's gonna take a long time. They're still getting The Witcher 4 finished and stuff, so they got a lot of stuff going on, and they can't fuck it up. They can't fuck up anything, because people will have their heads. But like I said, I like Cyberpunk 2077. I will eventually try The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, whatever. Maybe I'll boot that up as a Let's Play or something. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a future Let's Play or something. I should try it out, see what it's like. I know it's very big. I know it's going to take a lot longer. It's going to be like, what should I say? Like any of the other main big, huge games that I see playing, and I can't play them all. But yeah, I'm interested. And talking more about hardware and hardware woes and stuff, for people, when I keep talking about the Xbox ROG Ally X that I have in my house. If you want to get a ROG Xbox Ally or a Xbox ROG Ally X, if you don't get it now, you might be out of luck too, because not only will there be less of them, they're going to probably go up in price because of rising RAM costs, and Asus has sparked fears of potential price increases for the ROG Xbox Ally handhelds because of the bad memory shortage and storage shortage and stuff. And they were talking about how they were trying to keep the prices down as best they could, but they said prices will have to go up in the near future because it's costing them more money across the board on this hardware, and that basically even though Xbox ROG Ally and ROG Ally X are going to eventually go up, they'll still probably be a lot cheaper than all those other ones that have come out that are over $1,000 now. And, you know, the Xbox ROG Ally X is $1,000 now, so what are they going to add, another $100, $150 to that price tag or something? So what? Luckily, I got mine day one, so I'm very happy about that. So I'm not too worried about stuff like that. But for the rest of you that are still waiting around for whatever God knows what, if you want to jump into the gaming handheld biz, don't wait on Valve and Steam to get you a Steam Deck 2.0 or something. Do not wait on these other guys if you don't think these other guys are going to do it. I'm telling you, the Xbox ROG Ally X, and if you can't afford it and you got to go with the really dumbed down version, I'm sure it's just as good. Well, I wouldn't say just as good, but it's going to be decent. The Xbox ROG Ally, the lower version, but I would definitely recommend getting the higher end version with the Xbox ROG Ally X. Get it now while you can, when you got that Christmas money and gift cards in your pocket. Get it now, because like I said, in the near future, all this shit's going to get way out of your price. Way out of your price. And talking about stupidity, if this actually happens, which, no, this is just an announcement, but this is a bad timing if this is going to happen. Apparently, Microsoft tipped to potentially unveil an Xbox PC later this year. Why they would even do that, that's crazy, especially with RAM prices and shortages and costs of, the cost of storage and stuff skyrocketing. I don't think that would be the best thing for them to do, but maybe they're just trying to do it because they want to go the route of like the Steam machine from Valve is doing, and they're going to try to do something with, we're going to do that because they want to do their own Xbox branded machine because they branded the handheld. Why not brand an Xbox PC, which I'm sure might be an Asus PC. I want to doubt it, or Dell or something. They could do that as well, but maybe they just want to tip it to some specs on their side and put a Xbox logo on it and stuff. But I don't know. I don't think this would be a good time to do that, but because you got PCs out there already that people could just do and use and all that stuff. So I don't know. I think Microsoft, aka Xbox, has lost that message. A lot of people say they lost the message for good. I still have some dumb hope for them for the future. I don't know if there could be some in the future, if the AI bubble eventually bursts, and hopefully bursts into Microsoft's face directly, and it makes a big burning sound and smell and satin under Della's face and all the board and all the shareholders and stuff like that. Hopefully it does the biggest burst ever, that they will snap back into their old ways and they'll try to fix things, even though, like I said, I don't think a lot of people and gamers out there are very, very into anything Microsoft Xbox. People that weren't into it already are definitely going to be hating on them. But when they pissed off the rest of the gaming community with all the price hikes and all that stuff, they just did not do themselves any favors. And then talking about how this is going to be a premium platform and stuff, it's just not helping out their causes. And let's just say that's not going to be very good for them. That's where they got to get out. That's why they got to get out the best games that they can, so they can entice people to at least purchase these games from them, or get Game Pass to play these games from them, or just get them on PlayStation if they put out all these games on the PlayStation, because then at least they're selling it somewhere, or Steam or something like that, which they are doing. They're putting it out everywhere. The Xbox PC store, Xbox, Steam, PlayStation, sometimes the Switch when available for the Switch 2. But yeah. And talking more about Xbox, which the biggest news story, which is next week, or this week is this week, I should say, because when you're listening to, when I'm talking about next week, I mean next week meaning this week of the podcast, but this week, Thursday, January 22nd, that's this week after the podcast goes out. So this Thursday, there's going to be a Xbox Developer Direct 2026. And it is going to start at shit. I hate when they do this, because I'm looking at this on IGN. And of course, these guys can't fucking just put out the times on every time front. They put it out at 10 a.m. PT time. What is that in Eastern time, you fuckers? I'm sorry, folks, but I hate when websites put it at one time zone and they don't want to put it on there. So 10, it's going to be 1 p.m. Okay, 1 p.m. Eastern. Thank you. Bing. Bing time thing. God damn it, IGN. I hate it when they do that. When they do a news article of this is coming out at 10 PTT time or something like that, put it in everything. Put it PST, all these times. Put in the time zones. Come on. Stop being lazy. These guys are so lazy when they do their articles sometimes. It drives me nuts. So 1 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm reading this off of their thing. So this Thursday, after this podcast, this upcoming Thursday, so I'll have something to talk about for the next podcast. There will be on January 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern times, because I'm going to go with that time zone because I'm in that time zone. There's going to be an Xbox Developer Direct 2026 announced. Developer Direct going on. I'm not even going to say the rest. It's supposedly going to feature Fable and Forza Horizon 6 as the main games. I am very happy because I definitely want to see what they got going on with Fable. So does a lot of people. Hopefully there's going to be some gameplay this time. Maybe a date. Maybe it's going to be a secret drop. Maybe they're going to drop the game right away or something. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. I doubt that's going to happen, but maybe it's going to come out in the summer or whatever. I will be really happy if they announce Fable is going to come out soon. Sooner than later. And Forza Horizon 6, I am also super happy about because that's going to be featured in Japan, just like all my favorite games so far have been in Japan. And I'm going to be doing some car racing in Japan. That's just going to get me more hungry to go to a trip to Japan someday, because I do want to take an actual vacation trip, real vacation trip to Japan someday. That's going to be a little farther out. That's about 2 years from now, I'm thinking, because Mr. Mike, even though I got some money, I'm not going to spend it right now. And air travel and everything going on in the world right now, I don't think right now would be the best time to go flying to Japan. You know, just saying, for me in general. 2 years from now, sure. Sure, there could be that China trying to take over Taiwan thing going on too, but we'll see. That's why I said I'll wait in 2 years, because that's when I want to go on my Japan trip, because that's when I want to save for it. Because I got other stuff to do. I got a house to pay off still. I want to pay off my house more. before I go on a trip to Japan and stuff and get some other stuff paid off first before that. Actual adult things that I got to do. But I'm so ready for everything. Japan right now. So Matt Booty had already confirmed the presence of the accomplished Xbox Game Studios developer Playground Games at the event, and now we know that's for certain that both its upcoming blockbusters will be shown, Forza Horizon 6 and Fable. Given that both are expected to release this year, they are both of and they are two of the Xbox's biggest first-party offerings, and that we've yet to see proper gameplay for either one. Another game that we haven't seen any of or much of would be Gears of War E-Day. That's another one that would probably be showing up, right? For the Xbox Developer Direct. Wouldn't Gears of War be E-Day be one of them? Because all we saw was the trailer. That's another game that's supposed to be out this year, right? Coming out soonish this year. So what's going on with that? We're going to see some gameplay of that. Because we've seen a trailer, we've seen a little bit of something. We didn't really see that much. So there could be something of that. They don't talk about that. Let's see here. And it says it in this announcement here. There's no confirmation of any other games under the Microsoft umbrella being included, such as Gears of War E-Day, the prequel that's bringing back Delta Squad to the time period before Emergence Day, or Halo campaign involved. The Unreal 5 based remake of the original Halo's campaign, which could be a shadow drop. Like I said, they could have one of those shadow drops for one of these or announcements or whatever. Typically, Microsoft does include at least one surprise title. However, could this be where we get a glimpse of the newly leaked Life is Strange reunion? Why would that be now? Why would that be shown? Not that I'm not talking about it, because we're going to talk about that in the news coming up, but why would they talk about that game? I don't know. That seems like a weird game that they would talk. Are they helping with that game or something? It perhaps worth noting that the franchise's previous game, Life is Strange Double Exposure, was unveiled back during the Xbox Showcase in June 2024. That's why they were talking about this. I forgot all about that. I actually have that game. I got to play that game still. But yeah. So there's an Xbox Developer Direct this Thursday, folks. January 22nd, Thursday at 10 a.m., PT, or 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're looking for any other time zone, you got to just have to search it for yourself, because I'm lazy too. So talking about Xbox, or former Xbox people, you remember Larry Major Nelson, Herb? Remember he used to be the one of the big names in Xbox, used to do all that behind the scenes stuff and all that other stuff on Xbox podcast, all that stuff. He used to be a project leader and stuff. Xbox's former communications director. I guess that's what it says here on the sheet. Well, you remember he went to Unity, which is the game engine company that makes the Unity game engine stuff. And he went to work for them. And now he's just announced that he's unlocked a 0 achievement at Unity because he just got laid off from Unity. Go figure. So in a post on Twitter X, Larry Herb shared an image of a 0 gamer score Xbox achievement pop-up simply titled "Laid Off" on LinkedIn. Meanwhile, Herb issued a longer post to confirm his departure from Unity, where he has served as Director of Community and Advocacy since June of 2024. He's been there since June of 2024. So 2 years. I've been very transparent with this community, so I wanted to share that a lot of people in the tech and gaming right now, I was laid off from Unity, as he wrote. Yeah, if you didn't know, like I said, he was serving as the communications boss for Xbox, a role he held for more than a decade. As part of a longer tenure at Microsoft that stretched over 22 years he worked there. Herb helped run the official Xbox podcast and kept a blog of new releases and frequently appeared on the official Xbox live streams. Yes, he's done a lot for Xbox and Microsoft. He's great. He's a great guy. I liked listening to his podcasting and all that stuff that he did for that. Some people say he should go back into podcasting. I'm like, no, he doesn't need to do anything. I think, because he's been around so long, he's done so much, I think he should take a break. I think he should relax, retire. Good time for him to retire now. Relax, enjoy some games, do some stuff. If he wants to do a little like podcaster streaming thing on the side, he could do that at home and relax and enjoy the rest of his life. He doesn't have to go back to these big companies anymore. If Microsoft wants to take him back or something and have him on Xbox or some Team Xbox, they could definitely do so, or whatever. You know, the guy's done a lot. He doesn't need to do any more. I know he wants to get back into the game again and do some other stuff for some other game company or whatever. He doesn't need to. He's got probably the money stashed away for a long retirement. Way past how long he'll ever live. But, well, good luck on you, Mr. Larry Herb, Xbox's Major Nelson, or formerly known as Xbox's Major Nelson. I liked listening to you for all these years, and then after he left, they still did the podcast, but I didn't listen to it after he left. It just went off the cliff after that for me. So, you know what would be interesting? If Ninja Theory, instead of working on another new project, which they were working on a project called Mara, M-A-R-A, they decided to cancel that and go back to making more Hellblade. Oh, shit. So apparently a new Hellblade that's more of a game this time around, reportedly in the works. Ninja Theory are no longer working on Project Mara. Go figure. They're back to the Hellblade, folks. Oh boy. I never finished the first Hellblade. I beat Hellblade 2, which was just basically a big cinematic kind of thing. I wonder what Hellblade 3 is going to be like. And how long is that going to take them to make that game? 20 years? Will they still be around when if that game ever reaches totality? Will they still be around? Will Ninja Theory be still around for that? So apparently, Xbox studio Ninja Theory is working on a third major Hellblade game now. A new report has suggested this time with more interactive elements. Oh, some more interactive elements, okay? 2 Hellblade tales have been released to date, featuring Celtic warrior Senua. In her battles against monsters and her own mental health, both have been widely praised for their visuals and story, though have also caught flack for prioritizing cinematography over gameplay. Yeah, let's just say they're not, especially the second one is mostly not as much gameplay. It's just doing the sin. It was beautiful, I gotta say, but it was just like, okay, this is it. At least it's beautiful. Will this ever come out? Will this ever see the light of day? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but get ready, folks. Are you ready for another Ninja Blade? Hellblade? People are talking about this. It took them 5+ years to make the glorified interactive cutscene. I wonder how long it'll take them to make an actual video game with gameplay. Yes. But Ninja Theory was always about tech. They always made new tech. That's their whole thing over there, is making new tech and showing off what it can do, especially on an Xbox or a PC or something. I don't know. I would try it if they come out with a third Hellblade. Why not? People love those dumb Death Stranding games. I always said maybe they should have got, instead of Ninja Theory and Hideo Kojima going separately, maybe they should have put those two groups together. Put Ninja Theory and Hideo Kojima, and I know he's got his own he's got his Hideo Kojima productions company, video games production companies, more than just video games. But if they brought him in together with Ninja Theory, I bet they could all that team and freaking Hideo Kojima, I bet they can make some even more crazy fucked up shit with really good cinematics and stuff on top of it. Not that he doesn't make great cinematic, he does a really good job. But if he worked with them, if they partnered up together, imagine what we would get from both of them. Because they all got some fucked up minds and shit. I bet they would be both like, oh yeah, Hideo Kojima like, I'll scan those people, you make them real. And they'll be like, yeah, don't worry, they'll make this look good. I don't know. I think there would be a very big epic team up between Ninja Theory and Hideo Kojima. That is just my theory on that. That'd be awesome. Could that ever happen? I don't know. I would like that to happen. Ninja Theory has the tech as well for scanning tech and all that. Them and Kojima work together. Make some really sick-ass motherfucking games. Microsoft, Xbox, should be thinking about that, be tapping Kojima and go, hey, we got this Ninja Theory people. They make some fucked up shit, really beautiful and shit. You might be up your alley. Maybe you want to absorb them or something. I don't know. Bring them along. Do all your crazy tech with them. Just saying. Talking about Life is Strange and stuff, there's going to be another new, which I'm surprised because I heard the double exposure wasn't, I guess people didn't care for as much. I'm going to play it. I'm going to still probably enjoy it with Max and all that, Caulfield, but people wanted really Chloe and stuff. But apparently a new Life is Strange game has been spotted, and yes, this one will finally bring back Chloe because, of course, we all like the blue-haired, sexy girl called Chloe. Yes, I do like some Chloe as well. But apparently in it, there's going to be a new Life is Strange. And it's called Life is Strange Reunion, a new game in the narrative adventure series that focuses on the return of the fan favorite character Chloe. Details of the Life is Strange Reunion have now been made public by European ratings board PEGI, which is a now deleted plot summary for the game. Reunion's existence has long been rumored along the Life is Strange fan, clued into the franchise's ongoing development at the troubled studio Deck 9 Games. The expedition is the reunion that will be made official in an imminent future and launch not long after. So apparently it's almost ready, I guess. So they're going to announce it. And then it's going to come out soon thereafter. Okay. So they've been working on this game for a while now. So apparently Deck 9's most recent Life is Strange game, Double Exposure, received a negative reaction from many core fans of the series for the returning to the story of the original main character Max Caulfield in a reality in which Chloe survived the events of the franchise's first game but did not appear in person. And I guess that's what they hated. Fans of the pair's romantic relationship option were particularly upset, of course, because you want some sexy, hot lesbian action between Max and Chloe, of course. That's what I wanted too, folks. Option were particularly upset as Double Exposure explained that the two characters were now broken up. Oh, no. Seemingly permanently. Oh, fuck that shit. We hate it when two lesbians break up because we're all sick to our core. Purported leaks from within Deck 9 Games and admin, this backlash painted a picture of a troubled development, but also mentioned a further game being in the works that did feature Chloe. Reunion certainly seems to be this project. I would love it if they brought them back together or something. I don't know. And how did they get broken up? I don't know. I gotta play a Double Exposure though. I still want to play it. Like I said, I got it. I'm planning on playing it. I just got to get some things set up first because I'm gonna make an actual special gaming series where I am gonna play this as one of those games in the gaming series that I'm gonna be doing. It's just gonna take me a little bit longer to make the initial stuff for it, but yeah. That is a plan for me, a future plan to play. This is one of those games that I play in my new series. But I'm happy. Another Life is Strange game. I do like the Life is Strange series. I do like the games from Life is Strange. You know, I like them all. And I probably like Double Exposure too. I'm not as picky as these other people, even though I do like a good lesbian relationship. That'd be cool. Let's see here. So Avowed, we were talking about Avowed before. Avowed is the latest Xbox game studios title heading to PlayStation. So developer Obsidian has announced that it's coming to PlayStation. It doesn't say when. Oh, pre-orders, I guess as of right now, pre-orders for the PlayStation 5 version will go live as of now. And an update will be available for free for those who are already owning on other platforms. So you get a little bit of discount. Okay. I don't see a release date for it. So no release date yet for Avowed yet for the PlayStation 5 version, but you can pre-order now. Oh, wait, here we go. Never mind. So this news comes from a part of an interview with New Game Plus Showcase where Obsidian developers shared that the February 17th launch on PS5 would coincide with the game's promised anniversary update on all platforms. Okay, so it's coming out February 17th? Is that what it's saying? So if that's coming out February 17th, okay, that's cool. So apparently it's coming out February 17th, folks, if you want to get Avowed on PlayStation 5. And I'm going to tell you, Avowed is a very good game. I played it, beat it. I was very happy with it. It's a very fun game. It is very fun and very beatable. Definitely recommend it. If you want to get it, get it. You know what people aren't going to want to get? A Steam machine when it comes out. At least I wouldn't. Not at these rumored prices because of, hey, again, look, Ram Jam, folks. Ram Jam 2026. Ram Jam is jamming up the works of everything. And solid state storage, too. So apparently, the soon upcoming Steam OS powered Ram Jammed Steam machine, or the Gabe Cube, as some of us like to call it. Rumors have it that there's going to be two versions, the 512 gigabyte and the 2 terabyte variants. And basically, rumors have it that the 512 gigabyte version is going to be $950. And that the 2 terabyte model is going to be at least $1,070 or more, depending on stuff like that. So that's going to be expensive for those little PC Gabe Cubes. And to me, if you're going to be spending that much money, especially for the 2 terabyte model or something, and you just want to play some games, I'd rather just get a computer, or even I would highly suggest maybe an Xbox ROG Ally X or Xbox ROG Ally, because even the Xbox ROG Ally is a lot cheaper than the basic model of this machine. And you can hook it up to your TV as well, and it's a PC, and it can play Steam games and PC games. I don't know. I'm just saying, unless if you're really wanting this thing to be something as a staple point on your desk, and you really want to use that new Steam controller, which you don't have to use it with this. You can use it with any PC. I don't know. I thought that even if they didn't have the Ram Jam, would it still be close to these prices? You know, would it be like a $700-800 machine? Because, you know, like they said, they're not going to subsidize. They're just putting these out as some machines that run Steam OS that you can play all your Steam OS games on, you know, or games that run well on SteamOS could play on. I don't know. Is it for me? No. If it was going to be cheap, but like if I could get the terabyte version, if they add a terabyte and a 2 terabyte version and not a 512 and 2 terabyte version, and it had a terabyte and 2 terabyte version or something like that, and I could easily upgrade that memory or whatever, the storage space, which I'm sure you could. I'm sure it's just an M.2 drive, but still. And if I was able to get it for like $500 or less for the base model, I would definitely do it. But it isn't. It isn't. Because then I would have also turned that box into a nice media center kind of PC thing going on. But it's going to be expensive, like every other piece of hardware. Hence why I say the Xbox ROG Ally X and Xbox ROG Ally are going to be the cheapest things you can get for this. Just saying, folks. Just saying. And in final news, if you're in New Zealand, well, say goodbye to EB Games, because apparently EB Games is proposing to close all its stores in New Zealand as soon. I don't know. That's what they're saying. So a proposal came as a letter sent to employees which explained this proposal is not final yet, and there's no decision will be made until we have completed a full consultation process in good faith with affiliated team members. But the letter did, however, go on to confirm that if the proposal proceeds, all employment roles at EB Games in New Zealand will vanish. The total number of job losses this will result in has not been reported yet. Employees will have until January 12th to respond to the closure proposal. I don't know what that means. Does that mean if they say, okay, whatever, do they get little compensation packages? I don't know. EB Games Australia, New Zealand operation consists of 374 stores across 2 countries, with 38 of them in New Zealand. The chain remains as part of a U.S. video game retailer GameStop, which acquired the EB Games business back in the mid-2000s. However, the EB Games locations in the U.S. were rebranded as GameStop. Stores in Australia and New Zealand, however, while EB Games stores in Australia and New Zealand remained identified as EB Games only. And, yeah. I don't know. I've never been to GameStop in a long time. I don't even want to know what's in a GameStop anymore. I know it's all Funko Pops too. That's okay. And collectibles. I know they've been trying to do weird trade-in things for all sorts of bullshit reasons. But I don't know. I liked it back when it was EB Games. Back before it got bought out. GameStop bought them out. It was a simpler time back in the day, folks. Back when all our stores in the United States were still called EB Games and stuff, and we were like young, impressionable. When I was a young, impressionable Mr. Mike, that was a long time ago. I'm almost 40 now. I was like back when I was like in my teens and 20s, early teens and 20s, back when it was just EB Games back in that day. Oh my God, it was so much fun being in those stores. All the time, looking at all the games. This is back when there was PS2 and PS1 and Xbox and originals and stuff like that. And oh my God, GameCube stuff. Oh my God, those were the days, folks. Those were the days when, you had your Game Boy Advances and SPs and stuff still. Oh my God. Got my Nintendo DS from that store. I used to go to all the midnight launches for the original Halos and stuff. Oh my God. And then GameStop came and took them over, changed it to GameStops, and then they were still okay, and then they got a little worse, and then they got a little worse, and then they got a little worse, and the deals went bad, worse. And now they're just a shell of their former selves, and eventually all these GameStops will be gone. We won't have any more of these GameStops, because why do we need GameStops anymore? I don't know. How many people still, besides the lost parents out there that don't know better, who goes into a GameStop nowadays? I don't know. I don't know anybody that goes into a GameStop nowadays. I would never go into a GameStop nowadays, but it's just one of those things. It kind of annoys me a little bit because it's like, oh, how did things that were so good get so bad? Oh, wait, because we got these older, money-hungry, stock-beared corporate entities that just think about only money first and they don't care about the consumers. And then they lose all that consumer goodwill, and then people don't want to go back to their greediness type of stores and outlets and places, and then they lose all credibility and they lose all the money, and then they just let the place shutter and go down the drain. And that's what happens to everything that's good. When Xbox was great and strong, it was great and strong. And then, Microsoft had a good thing when they were doing a really good job, when they were promoting, when they were backing all their products. They weren't the best company, but they were the best company at pushing Xbox and Windows and all that. And then now when they got evil Nadella in there, and they went all AI and shit, they shitted on every product that they had. And now that they destroyed everything from Windows to Office to online to gaming in the Xbox division, and they just fucked it all up because of their fucking greed. And their greed to thinking that AI is going to solve all their problems, and they fired a bunch of people they didn't need to fire, or they kept fired less and did some other stuff and closed down a bunch of studios. And it's like, fuck you, Nadella, fuck you, board, fuck you, shareholders. This is why I hate the stock market so much. I hate to say that because I actually got a little bit into the stock market recently. I actually bought a few shares of some stuff. Well, I got a robo-advisor for that, but let's just say I'm doing a little bit. I'm not too happy about it, but I'm doing a little bit of it because I want to see if I can make a little bit of money. I'm not putting much money into it, but I'm putting a little bit in to see if I make a little bit on the side, and I'm not putting it into anything special and, stuff like that. But still, I hate the stock market so much, and that's not where I put all my money. I got other savings and other stuff that I do that I make money on and stuff, but people just get too greedy and they just ruin everything. Greed ruins everything. And the gaming industry is just it's just a horrible shell of its former self. It was so good, and then it all crumbled. First it was E3, and then everything else just started crumbling. I think it first started when I first saw it started crumbling was when G4 Tech TV went away. When Tech TV became G4, and then that crumbled, and then DirecTV took that off. I knew it wasn't going to be the same anymore. When G4 wasn't the same anymore, when Tech TV was, those were simpler times back in the day. I miss those times. I hated going to school. I can admit that because that was at the time I was still going to school and stuff, but otherwise it was good times everywhere else. As a gamer, as a gaming fan, as a fan of all this nerdy stuff. And now it's just everything's a shell, and now I'm bumming myself out. Oh, I don't want to bum myself out for 2026. Oh, no. I don't want to bum myself up for 2026, folks. Oh, what a way to end the first podcast of 2026. No. Good news is I'm going to be playing some Assassin's Creed Shadows this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer-2023, or you could go OldFreakyGamer.com or go to twitch.tv/OldFreakyGamer. I'm doing it at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And there's going to be an Xbox partner stream or whatever game stream. Oh boy. I bummed myself out, folks. Things were so good. Oh, the industry. The industry. Why? Fuck you, greed. Greed kills all. Greed is the real evil. Real evil. Anyways, folks, I do stuff like GameOns. I do Let's Plays. I got a Let's Play this Wednesday as well. I think that's going to be Supermarket Simulator, because like I said, for the week that I'm recording, because I'm recording this the day before my Let's Play, for the week that I am recording this on, I got the Red Dead Redemption Let's Play. After this podcast this week, as you're listening to or watching, this Let's Play is going to be the Supermarket Simulator. Definitely watch that one, especially if you want to know how to make more money legitly, because it's legitly in the game. And then Friday, like I said, is going to be my fun live stream of Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I will probably try to play a little bit longer of. Maybe I'll try to do a free 3-hour stream of. We'll see. We'll see how tired I am. I'll see you guys. I can't do it anymore. It's been a long podcast. It's 2026, folks. Let's hope that it gets better, but I doubt it. But hopefully there'll be some good games coming out. Let's just hope that. Let's just hope that even in all this bullshit with hardware and everything else in the gaming industry, at least we will have the software to play. At least some of it. Okay? Let's just count on that. Let's count on some good games. I'm hoping 2026 is a good gaming. Good year for video games in general. Not hardware, but video games. I am Mr. Mike. I am signing out of this podcast. I am saying game on, game hard, world conquest. I'm pushing this gaming button, and this show and podcast is now game over. So I'll see you until the next time. Goodbye.
OldFreakyGamer plays all night. Joystick in one hand, fries in the other. He's the king of one more level, brother. Press start, he's in the zone. His throne's a squeaky chair alone. OldFreakyGamer, he's got the knack. Blast into the game's attack. Level up and don't look back. OldFreakyGamer on the track.
Game over.